Hey, I'm Antonio Becker.
And I'm Gracie Montfort, and with us today we have Jason Weller from JBS.
Jason, from your perspective, why is it important for companies like JBS to invest in young people and have the future of agriculture?
So we are JBS, for those who don't know, we're a global food company. So we're predominantly focused on meats, so animal source foods. But we're also in a lot of other diverse types of foods. So prepared foods, eggs, salmon, plant-based protein. So we're really a diverse food company. And here in the United States, we particularly focus on beef, pork, and chicken production, but we're also increasingly now in the egg arena as well. But you would think, a lot of our focus is going to be on farm, and I think on our conversation today, we'll have a lot of opportunity to discuss about what on-farm sustainability and on-farm food production really means. But I really want to open this up more broadly and why I think companies JBS are particularly excited to partner with 4-H is our company relies upon a huge range of expertise and disciplines. So yes, we have to have people that are really well experienced in on-farm production. So we have animal scientists that are really expert on animal care, nutrition, and veterinary medicine. We also have folks that are really expert in crop agronomy, and we have folks on the team that are experts in soil science. We have people on the team in other agricultural disciplines. But beyond agriculture, we also then have folks that are skilled in other degrees, including things like finance, economics, accounting, communications. So I think for a company to be successful, we have to have a connection to where we operate. We also have to have a pipeline of talent that of people that are aware of us, aware of what we need for capabilities and skills. And we want to ensure that constant communication of how we can be both a better employer and an employer of choice, so people want to come work with us. But like I said, also, we are rural America. So all of our facilities, we have 90 facilities across the United States. They're all based in rural counties and rural communities. And we want to be a good neighbor. And so we invest significantly in educational opportunities, telemedicine opportunities, housing opportunities, recreation opportunities, not just for our own employees, but for the communities in where we operate, because we're proudly based in rural America. So whether that's in Cold Spring, Minnesota, and Gracie, where's your home
I'm
from?
from Corsicana, Texas.
From Texas. So we're in Cactus, Texas, Mount Pleasant, Texas. So we're in different parts of the United States where we want to then be better connected to those communities.
That's so incredible. I love how y'all are so focused on talent and really connecting with community. That really shows a lot about the morals of JBS, and I really admire that. So, about sustainability. So, what does sustainability in agriculture mean to you, and how do you think young people can be a part of that?
My entire career has been in sustainability. So that's been my pathway to agriculture. I'm not from agriculture. So proudly, of course, 4-H is rooted in agriculture, but I also want to communicate with 4-Hers that are not from the farm or from a ranch, right? You don't have to be from a rural community to be a 4-Her and to be involved in agriculture or in food systems. Again, fantastic if you're from a farm or ranch, fantastic if you're from rural communities, but you don't have to be. And actually, there are a lot of people that have very successful careers, very fulfilling careers in agriculture, in food science, in food systems that may be from urban areas. So I'm from coastal California. I grew up near the beach in Half Moon Bay and California, and not knowing really anything about farming and raising animals or in broader agriculture. But my pathway, Gracie, has been on in environmental management and sustainability. And what I love about this discipline is it fuses together a lot of different disciplines. So everything from sociology, economics, finance, soil science, crop agronomy, live animal science, biology, botany, you name it, even ocean sciences, believe it or not. It brings together meteorology. I could keep going. There's a lot of these disciplines that are part of a successful sustainable food system. And so people that are interested in different technical STEM degrees absolutely can find a fit in sustainable food production, because you need all of these skill sets and disciplines to ultimately bring that knowledge back to the farm and ranch families. And so to be a farmer or rancher, you have to be not just expert at raising livestock or raising crops. You also have to be a mechanic. You have to be an accountant. You have to be an economist. You have to be a marketer. You have to be in communications. You have to have all these diverse disciplines on the farm. And yet, what I love about sustainability is that you can then bring additional support and technical assistance to these farm and ranch families. And I guess where I want to end this is around my view in sustainable food systems. It's of course around the care and protection and restoration of natural resources, soil, water, animals. But what my focus on and what I'm excited about sustainability in food systems is also about improving the productivity and economic profitability for the farm and ranch. And that's where in this discipline, you can really bring this assistance to farmers and ranchers to improve their productivity, to improve their economic success, while also safeguarding the broader public goods that we rely upon for protecting our quality of life.
I think you bring up a great point that there's so many different aspects when it comes to making sure that we have all those resources for all those people that need it. Like you mentioned, just within 4-H as well, there's so many different opportunities for youth that we can see beyond agriculture. So I guess my next question about opportunities is, what opportunities do you see for youth that are interested in agriculture or food systems?
So great question. Enormous opportunities. So it's actually a sector, an industry that I'm, of course, hopefully it's coming across really passionate about. And I think for any young person that's interested in, again, all these different disciplines, there is space for you in the food system. So if you're from a farm and ranch, if you want to stay in production agriculture, absolutely we need to have the next generation bringing innovation, your creativity, your curiosity, your passion to help that industry thrive and survive. If you're interested in digital science and technologies, agriculture today, how the U.S. and how farm and ranch families in the U.S. will be successful is through innovation, particularly in precision agriculture. So whether that's in crop genetics, animal genetics and breeding technologies, whether that's in digital technologies, remote sense technologies, there's absolutely a place for you if you have a passion about technology. If you're interested in other STEM sciences like biology, chemistry, engineering, you absolutely have a place in agriculture, because we need those disciplines, again, to support the entire food system. If you're into human health and into nutrition, you absolutely have a place in the agricultural system and the food system, particularly these days as families and our broader societies really interested in and concerned about the nutrition and safety and ultimately long-term longevity of our well-being is how we feed ourselves and provide nutrition to our bodies. So I guess, long answer to your question, the short answer is there's a huge array of opportunities for young people if you're interested in on farm, in the supply chain, in the consumer space. You can find a role and a fit for you in agriculture and in the food system.
Yes, I love that because a lot of people think agriculture and 4-H is just what we say in Texas, plows, cows, and sows, but it's so much more than that. And I'm really a firm advocate of that youth. There's so much more to agriculture than people believe. And about the future of agriculture, what gives you confidence in the future of agriculture, and how do you see my generation playing a part of that and being a part of that?
Yeah. So what I'm really excited for your generation and for my daughter's generation, she's both of them are part of your guys' generation, is you guys bring so many skills and a way of seeing the world and experiencing the world that my generation, I'm a proud Gen Xer. There are very few of us. We never get any credit for anything. So I'm a little bit sour about that. But what your generation is, you bring this innate curiosity and ability to fuse things together. And that's where the ability to think in systems is a really special, unique skill. And so I think how my generation, how we were trained and educated, you kind of focused on one discipline. This is what your job is. And you just kind of hammered the nail. This is what you just stayed on this track and went after. And where I think your generation can bring together all these different life experiences and ability to learn quickly and adapt and try and sometimes have errors, but more often than not have successes. That's, I think, to me, then what gives me a lot of excitement for our future, because it's bringing your generation will be able to pick and choose a lot across different disciplines and bring that agility and that curiosity to help solve big system problems.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why for our future and why JBS is investing in 4-H, we're proud to be partners, is because we believe 4-H is exactly the right organization to connect with future leaders, to provide resources and support and life experiences, and to attract talent into our future food system, where you can bring that native curiosity you guys have and that ability to system think and to really see opportunities, almost look around the corner and anticipate what's coming. And we need to have that innovation and that curiosity and that capability to help ensure our food future and the future of food security.
I think you made a lot of really good points there when it comes to, our generations and how they change, especially when I'm looking at all these different food systems and practices. You talked a lot about your generation, but we want to hear more about you. And so, what advice would you give for our youth of today who want to make a difference in the impact like you did within agriculture or sustainability?
I wish I had time to go really in depth on this. So I'll try and be, I think, as succinct as I can. But I think to me, it's important in for what has worked for me, but what I really see people successful in their careers is you have a few core things you focus on. It starts first for me on values, and it's being really able to articulate, really do the internal work on what are your values. Is it family? Is it community? Is it education and academic success? What are those core values that in turn light your fire? What is your internal spark? And as long as you stay over that center of gravity, what your values are, it will really help you navigate life choices. So you will have undoubtedly a lot of opportunities to pick and choose different career paths or different life paths. And as long as you're able to just stay true to your internal values and that inside voice, you listen to that, it's going to really help you through making these decisions to stay or go or to adapt or change. Secondly, I think what 4-H really focuses on is this ability to communicate. Communication is so key, particularly in this industry, which is honestly very complex. And too often in agriculture, it's a very humble sector. We don't like to talk a lot about what we do. We just want to focus on getting the job done and focus on the farm and do what we do. And I think that's a real missed opportunity. So people in their careers that are able to communicate effectively and know your audience. So don't try and over communicate or overcomplicate. Be able to know your audience and then really succinctly convey your message it's a life skill that will pay you forward throughout your entire career. I think it's being curious, always staying curious. The people that are curious and always opening doors that were seemingly locked are the ones that will have long-term success in their career. And finally, it's initiative. You can dream as much as you want, but if you don't actually have the ability to then take that first step, get after, see the opportunity when you see that open door, the people that have initiative and strong work ethic are the ones that are absolutely going to be successful in their careers. So ultimately, it's around values, communication, innovation, and curiosity. To me, is what will help drive, I think, people forward in their careers.
Well, thank you for all your support for 4-H.
It was a really enlightening conversation, and I know that many people, many young kids out there are going to really benefit from your advice, and we really appreciate all you're doing for 4-H. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Gracie. Thank you, Tommy.